All right, my fellow aviator neighbors. In today's episode, we're gonna be fixing that nasty looking windscreen. Also, while we're fixing that, we're gonna be talking about why choose the Bede 4. Oh, wait, also, why these videos haven't been rolling out is I just added a new member to the family. Just had a baby recently. So now that things are coming back to a normal state, we can get back on the project and get this thing finished up. We should be able to start rolling out more of these videos every couple of weeks rather than every, I guess currently it'll be like every month. Maybe it's more than that. I'll have to look. But it should be every couple of weeks or every 3 weeks tops. Obviously life gets in the way of building these things, and it's up to us to make sure that we get back in the groove and pick up right where we left off. In my case, I probably only took a couple days off of building stuff out as stuff was coming in because I'm that impatient. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Will you get sanding the windscreen? Get it sanded down. That'd be a good thing to have done. That way we can keep it rolling in the background. Everybody could just see all your progress. Yep. I mean, we'll probably speed it up. You're kind of slow. We're going to be talking about the Bede 4 and why buy it. Why does it make sense? We're going to talk about that. He's gonna
Hey, do you even know what you're doing over there? Or like, do you have questions? No. What's going on over there? Okay, so I don't feel like I've been trained to do this. It's not like, I know you told me what to do. It's not super hard. All you have to do is start off with the highest grit.
Start with the highest grit and step down? You're just gonna put more scratches on it.
Sorry, what was the introduction?
Oh boy.
So, further introduction. The coarse grit, with the fingers. The lower the number, the more coarse it is, okay? And then we step it up. Each and every time we get rid of this stuff right here, okay? Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. You got it from here then? Yeah. You got it. Got it. Okay. I can do that. Yeah.
Don't leave him, B-Rad. He's gonna mess it up. Guys, this is why I can't go out there and be a cameraman. You see, this is the work environment I would have to tolerate.
Yeah, now that I know like what to do, like I can do that. It's pretty easy. Get after it. Since my order from Aircraft Spruce is waiting for Pro Seal and amongst many other items, I want to tell you why choose the Bede 4 or B model or C model, your choice. You might be in a situation where you're already building your dream airplane. Or perhaps you decided based off of your ideal mission parameters. The alternate for some is you know what aircraft looks best and that's your ideal dream machine. You know who you are. We should probably talk about the big picture. I'm talking about smiles per mile. Simple as that. It's easy to shred an airplane of its dignity and point out all of its flaws, but we won't be doing that today. I'm going to tell you why the Bede 4 gets you more smiles per mile. Stick around while we chop the power, pitch for airspeed, drop the flaps, because we're going to bring this in for a landing. So, first thing to cover is going to be build time. I know that if you plan out your build and organize your components, just spend some critical thinking time about what the process is going to actually entail, read through the instructions really carefully. I think it can be done a lot faster than 700 hours. I think that goes for any aircraft. If you spend the time, you're going to make it happen. So the wings glue together, the whole fuselage bolts together. It's like a giant erector set. The controls don't run inside the wings, removing complex access doors and weird articulating arms, which reduces weight and ultimately increases the visibility.
Are you referring to the control system itself or out of the aircraft? Asking for a friend.
Remember, the goal is to start having your aircraft get you a return on your investment. It doesn't need to take 5 years. I mean, in some cases it probably will, but it's all about that smiles per hour. That's what we're trying to get to as quickly as possible. Yeah, most of us start with a mission. This is an ideal situation in which the aircraft we plan to use the aircraft for. Now what I have seen is people buy an aircraft with a dreamed up mission. Don't be that person. Make sure it is a real world use case, not a fabricated dream mission. I know this seems really obvious, but there are people out there doing this. Don't do it. I have to ask, because I know somebody that's done this, I had to ask them, how often do you drive your family to do this exact mission? And how does the aircraft justify the use case? Plain and simple, don't be that person. Make sure you're actually going to use it for what you intend to use it for. And the next big one I would say is you've probably seen it at air shows, and now get your very own interior protector. That's right, for 3 easy payments of $9.99. I'm joking. A high wing aircraft has its beneficial perks. I didn't realize what those were until I experienced it myself. You can easily be underneath there for shade, rain. It's going to keep it off of you, and it's great because you don't have to open up a canopy and let the rain come in like I experienced with flying the DA-20. Act now, and you too can get a high wing aircraft. Never thought I'd be saying that. I don't really care. I'm kind of indifferent. I actually trained in a low wing aircraft, and when I flew high wing aircraft, I kind of preferred the visibility of being able to look at the ground and see outside differently, as opposed to the low wing. I have aerial visibility. So it's kind of the trade-off between the two. I didn't miss either or. I kind of enjoy both, so I'm indifferent on that one. But you might have some preference. The seating in the BD4B model is a little smaller. I have sat in the back seat in the B model I got here. I was working on the interior because I got nothing else to do at this point. I'm 6'1", and I was sitting in the back seat. Mind you, there was no cushion and there was no headliner installed, but I would say I could pass. Like, I'd be fine.
We should probably check in with that guy. He's looking pretty excited about sandpapering windscreens.
Big reveal. The big reveal. Okay. Oh, that looks worse. Okay. The snow is leaking inside. Okay. That is not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay.
Not too bad. Still a work in progress. Carry on, B-Rad. Keep telling us those sweet things about the BD4.
I feel like we got to talk about this just to make sure everybody's clear and on the same page. My employee was not using actual Windex. It's detergent, like literally dish soap and water. That's it. It used to be window cleaner, but it is just dish soap and water. That's it. So back to what you do. More worried about the front seat with the large structure, wing mounting structure going through the middle, but I haven't had any issues with that either. So other than walking around the aircraft externally, I've ran into it. The C model is even larger in width. It's 46 inches and the length is 103 inches, which is a massive interior. So
Okay. What do you fly, a Cessna 150? Of course that's massive.
definitely a true four-place adult aircraft. The landing gear can be converted to either tricycle or tail dragger. In my case, I'm converting it from a tail dragger, bouncing right over to wingspan. The wingspan is just over 26 feet. Mine is actually larger. It is the TVAP wing. I don't know what the exact wingspan is off the top of my head. In my case, I got an extra few feet or something like that on each side, or a couple feet on each side. So the wings are also foldable, which gets you to an overall width of 7 feet when those are folded up. So you could easily fit it into a garage. It has another benefit to those wings is as you're looking at that front profile view, maybe I'll throw it up there, you can actually see there's nothing obstructing the wings. There's no dihedral, there's no fuselage break. There is literally just, it's all continuous curve, which makes for a very efficient design. And I guess the correct wordage that I'm looking for is it has uninterrupted lift across the entire top surface of the aircraft wing. Right? The BD4C has, at 2,000 pounds gross, is capable of pulling positive 6.3 Gs and negative 6.3. This is insane. Like, that is, whoa.
Unless your face looks like Maverick off of Top Gun, that is not a lot.
With the useful load being at 1,150 pounds, there are plenty of engine options. It can house both a small engine ranging from 180 horsepower or a large engine up to 260 horsepower. It is commonly using a 4-cylinder engine, which is cheaper, uses less fuel than the IO 540. I'm sure you could stick an IO 540 on this and really just crank it, but ultimately you could really put a smaller engine on here that meets the minimum requirements and keep your fuel burn really nice. The range of the BD4, that's a great one. The range is 900 miles, and mind you, that's probably likely calculated at reduced power and 0 winds, but it's not unrealistic. Seriously, it's an amazing cross-country machine, and I was lucky enough to stumble across this. Oh, I was lucky enough to stumble across that owner that posted their speed. I don't know if they were just hosing the firewall or what, but I'll go ahead and throw those up on the screen. Thank you to whoever this is that put it on there. I've seen you on the BD4.org builder forum, and love that you're just showing your performance as well as the aircraft off. Hands down, great speed, great performance for a cross-country machine. There's some proof that it has literally nailed down its speeds for the win. Covering safety-wise, the BD4, you can look at the crash records yourself. There are literally none that are from structural failure. So that is a great sign. I love seeing that. The only other negative...
But you just said you weren't gonna say anything negative. This is why there's trust issues.
The only negative that I could find was fuel starvation on takeoff. I know, I wasn't gonna say it, but it's the only thing I could find. But you look up your kit aircraft. Does it have any structural failures? Look at your kit aircraft. Does it have any structural failures? Does the aircraft have any fuel starvation issues? What?
That's right, B-Rad. Put it back on the people. We all know you couldn't think of the other thousands of things that can go wrong on an aircraft. We can see it on your face.
What sort of things should you be very careful when you're building your aircraft? What sort of things should you be on the lookout for when you're building to make sure you don't fall into those same situations? So in my case, I just have to make sure the fuel system isn't poorly built, kind of like it is now. I'm pretty sure the person that was doing this was actually going to change it, so because there are some holes in the correct spot, and then there's some holes where things currently are that's not in a good spot. That doesn't mean it wouldn't work, it just means it's not a good spot. So that said, the kit minus firewall forward and instruments is very cheap. So again, very cheap, fast to build, great performance specs. Like, who cares what it looks like? It's an efficient machine, and that is what I'm looking for in an aircraft. That's what delivers me the miles per mile that I need. Maybe yours is different. I hope it isn't, but it's what it is. It's very cheap, $39,829.39. Obviously, there's going to be some shipping charges in there, but for 40 grand, less than 40 grand, come on, you cannot find any. Like, post it down below if you got an aircraft for cheaper than that, brand new kits from a factory wise. You can't be like, I got kits that are 5 years old and somebody didn't want anymore. You can't have that. Brand new from the factory with that level of support, $39,830. Really? Where? Just list them down below. I want to see it. I would love to know more about some of these costs of these aircraft. I think the costs on these they're very real. I've already ordered some stuff through Bede and the cost was very straightforward. So, except for shipping, I had no idea what that was going to be, and I don't think anybody really knows what that's going to be until they put it in for a quote based off the size and the weight. So there you go, a true four-seater aircraft that can deliver on that miles per mile thing way better than I think anything else on the market. So I'm gonna get back to building my interior package. It's been a pleasure as always. Hopefully I'll have some really good progress to show for the next video. But again, pretty dang cool. Go get your Bede ordered. I don't even know what you're waiting for.
Hold on just a second. How did the windshield turn out? You can't just end the episode like that. Rambling on about an airplane. Some of us were paying attention. How did that windshield turn? There it is. Okay. Yeah. So it looks pretty good. All right. What product did we use? Some of us would like to know that. Should probably put that in the description or something. Unless it's making your face look like Maverick off of Top Gun, it's not a lot. You know, like when your face looks just like this, and you're like, that's a lot of G's.
But you said nothing negative. Remember? Remember that? You said, I'm not going to say anything negative about aircraft. Nope, not today. Not in this video. Just just going off. Okay.